That didn't sound like fun.
No,
It
not
was
to
a
me.
nightmare.
What's that?
It was a nightmare for a while.
I would think so. I don't see how you guys don't get all tangled up with each other.
Sometimes they do.
All right, we're ready.
I can imagine. Okay. I'll bring this Town of Vinalhaven Board of Selectmen's meeting to order for Wednesday, April 23rd, 2025. Number one, roll call. Tom Anthony, Pam Alley, Lad Olson, and Leslie Dyer on Zoom. Dawn Young is absent. Number two, approve agenda.
So moved.
All, second,
Second.
all in favor?
Right.
Aye.
Number three, minutes, approve the minutes from the March 25th, 2025 meeting.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Right.
Number four, approve and sign treasurer's warrant.
43.
It says, 20, wait a minute. where-
43.
43.
She's got 20 on one of them.
It's not even, yeah.
Well, that's the sewer.
Oh, that's the sewer
Okay.
one, yeah. Number 43,
So moved.
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Right.
And we have moved 9A up for the guys, waiting for the Vinalhaven Community Brewery and Sherry's Kitchen liquor licenses.
Do you need it? There's Brendan's. You should have a copy of them in your packet.
Yeah?
We do have the physical copy of Sherry's, but.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
Yep.
Sherry's renewal.
It is, yep. We can, sure.
What's that?
If you want to sign Sherry's just to,
Yeah, for whatever we're supposed to do. Is two enough?
we can get Dawn
When he comes,
when he comes back. This one's not as important as the annual town meeting warrant.
right. So we, you can get that from him tomorrow? Okay.
Motion to sign and approve both liquor license?
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. Thank you.
I'll just take control there.
So moved.
Second.
I make a motion that we approve the liquor license for the Vinalhaven Community Brewery and Sherry's Kitchen.
So moved.
Second.
Leslie, okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Sorry,
Aye.
guys. Sorry about that.
To sign, I know, I can do his electronically. Oh, okay. Yep,
There's another one for
Yeah.
special event.
yep. Saw that one.
Okay,
I was gonna go in and do both of them.
perfect.
Okay.
That's all we need.
You all set?
Yeah,
Fantastic.
easy peasy.
Thank you.
Have a good night.
Ask and you shall
We got
receive.
Sherry's to sign too.
I got this one.
We'll see you guys.
Yeah, we have to sign Sherry's as well, or?
That was Sherry's.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Theirs is different.
Theirs is an all electronic, right through the state of Maine's.
Oh, we just have to approve it?
Okay, moving on to number 5, communications.
I've received, now I think, 4 letters in support of Fay Grant. I can make copies of these to.
They have some of them, 3 of
they
them, I
have them in
think.
file. I will place them in her personnel file,
Okay,
letters of support.
You've been sending them out, Katie. You've been sending them out, I've seen them when you sent them out. You've been sharing with them with us as they come in
I
too.
think, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, great. Okay.
okay.
Yep. Anything else?
I don't have any other communications.
Okay. Number 6, speakers from the floor, seeing
Crickets?
no hands raised. Number 7, committee and departmental reports and appointments, downtown project. Is Gabe here, or?
No, she couldn't, she had another
Okay.
meeting at 5. Do you want me to give a little
Certainly.
update?
Please.
So, we've, the USDA approved the stormwater design, and that, the stormwater system is currently out to bid. There will be some notices in the wind this week with details on it for anybody that would like to bid on these projects. We're still waiting for final approval from the EDA. That's to put the Phase 1 components out to bid. That's the water,
The water main and
Storm.
Main Street.
well, the storm
Oh,
drainage
oh.
is now funded through
USDA, the building.
The Water District building, that's out to bid as well, but we're still waiting for approvals from EDA on the rest of the Phase 1 to put that out to bid. We're trying to, of course, put these things out to bid concurrently, because obviously some of them have to be done around the same time. So we're hopeful that we'll hear from EDA soon. As I said, the new Water District office building, that's out to bid. We've gotten a lot of calls and questions about that, which is nice. You know, I've directed them to Brent Bridges at Woodard and Curran. The boat launches will be next to go out to bid. We're only waiting for the Army Corps permit to get that out. And again, as this report says, the goal is to get all of Phase 1 and some of Phase 2 out to bid by mid-May. So, yeah, the Phase 2 includes the parking lots and smaller components. The designs are complete. We would like to get it out to bid by this summer. So we may see some construction starting on the Water District building this summer. And we're just, you know, things are starting to move along, and we had a stakeholders meeting this morning with pretty good attendance. So if people if people have questions, they can contact me or Gabe.
I saw the notes from the email.
Do you have any questions, Tom?
No.
Okay.
I usually look at the overview that you guys put together.
Good. Good. So things are moving along.
Okay. We have Millie's report. I don't think Millie's on, so 7B is Public Works. If anybody has any questions about her report, you can email her directly. Alrighty, where are we here? Number 8, old business parking tickets.
So we put together a sample, and I guess what we're looking for is approval. I thought that Millie would be here. This is
I
kind
know.
of her.
I had a little thought on the parking ticket thing. We've already established a impound yard and have a towing policy in place. Why don't we just put a notice out that said if your car's parked illegally, we'll tow it at the owner's expense, and then we have recourse on the vehicle, and you don't have to deal with parking tickets, nobody else has to.
I think is that already in the, I don't have a copy of the ordinance. Is that already in the ordinance?
Well, I mean, what was it last year that we created an impound yard and a towing policy and all of those things? Why do we want to mess with parking tickets and having them writing them up in the administrative process along with it? And we
Well,
can
it
we can just put it out there in the wind and put signs up that said, if you're parked illegally, no parking, vehicle may be towed at owner's expense, and just tow the thing if it's in the way.
But what if there's like 5 or 6 people parked
Tow 'em.
all?
All you're gonna have to do is once, and then that will put an end to it.
I don't know how that would work if you had more than 1 or 2.
If you fill up the impound yard with people's cars that were parked illegally, and they had to go pay $100 to get it back.
This was, yeah, it was really presented by Millie, the parking ticket idea.
Right.
I feel like,
We have no.
we'd like to hear back from her.
Yeah, but we have no recourse on the parking ticket other than taking it to court, which is an expense to the town.
And I doubt that they would even
And you're right,
hear it.
exactly. But
I
if we
don't
tow
know.
the vehicle, we have possession of the vehicle, and we have recourse against the person who parked illegally. And we're not creating another bureaucracy, bureaucratic headache and paperwork and all those other things that are. And I know Millie said she'd take care of it, but Millie has other responsibilities, especially the downtown project coming on board.
Right, right.
You know, and I applaud her for wanting to do that, and I appreciate her passion for this as being an issue, because it impacts her ability to do her job and that of her crew.
Yeah.
So just tow the vehicle. We already have the process in place. We don't have to create anything new. We don't have to buy parking tickets. And
I have a question.
Yeah.
Who's
I thought
going
she
to
was asking-
monitor? Who's going to monitor when people are parked illegally? Who's going to oversee that so they can call a tow truck to tow the vehicle?
I think this discussion would be better if Millie
Better
was
with Millie.
here.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not disagreeing.
No,
with what
I'm
you're
just telling
saying.
you, it's just my thought.
Right.
You know,
And
it's-
Leslie has a good point.
Yeah.
Lad, what do you think?
Yeah, I agree. Be better to do it when Millie was there, because I agree with Leslie. Is the cop doing this? Is Millie doing this? You know, who, I guess the other question is, because I know we talked about before with parking tickets, putting extra work on the office. I mean, the people are going to have to come in and pay in the office. I think there's will be a lot of moving parts to it. That would be helpful if Millie could be in on that conversation.
All right, well, why don't we put it on the agenda for next meeting, and Millie will probably be here.
We'll bring it around again.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll ask Millie to make sure she's here for that discussion, so we can figure out what we might want to do. Something has to be done, because people just park wherever, so it would be nice to have a solution to something in the summertime especially. Or winter too, I guess, doesn't matter. Okay, we'll move on to the Knox County contract for deputy services.
Did you have a chance to look at this? Are we prepared to sign this? I mean, as you recall, we were trying to negotiate a longer-term contract with the sheriff's office, and then they came back and said, well, let's just sign they want to renew the existing contract through December 2025. So this is essentially the same contract that we've had with dated through the end of this year.
I don't see any reason not to. I mean,
Well, again, I don't have enough people to sign, so when we sign the town meeting warrant, would we put this on the agenda again?
Yes,
Okay.
please. We did have that one. Oh, that's not in there now.
What's that?
Under,
The one I had to make drafts was a previous contract, so that may have been my boo-boo.
okay,
I
because
apologize.
under 2D, they had changed that $75 per day to $150. And so that's in that,
Right, it clearly says 75 per day for each officer, which would be 150, but
well, is that what we, did you call
I
for
think-
clarification on
yes,
that?
I think this is more clearer.
Oh, more clearer.
More clear.
I think that's very well put. So that, okay, good, because
More clear,
we were confused about that yesterday,
Yeah.
so, okay.
yeah.
So that makes more sense. It's very much clearer. Okay, so yeah, I think, put this on for the next,
Yeah, because we don't have enough people
right,
to sign.
get that out of the way. That'd be good. Okay, great. Moving on to 9B, Airstrip lease and agreement.
So, Pam, you and I discussed this very briefly when you got back and asked me to contact Sean Creeley to discuss it with Penobscot Island Air before we moved forward. And I did speak with him today, and he's going to get back to me about, there's just one amendment that they want to make, but it's really to our, it's a request from our EMS to change the emergency medical flight service, the hours. It's something that our people wanted, so I know that that's one change. So I'm still working with him on any amendments. And he did ask that we do a 5-year contract instead of just year to year.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
And I apologize, I didn't notice that this lease had expired at the end of December 24. This one was signed when Terry Waters was still there.
Wow. Yes, so that's something else that will have to be done next week when we, okay, so that's 3 items for that agenda.
Okay.
Okay. Any questions? No?
I'm good.
You all set? Okay. Proposed rate increase for ambulance fees?
So our, the service that we use for collecting our ambulance fees is suggesting an increase based on what they're seeing statewide. So the recommended rate is as it's stated on this. These are our current rates, and I've discussed it with Mark Candage and the ambulance people, and they've approved the recommended rates. But it has to go through the Board of Selectmen to approve the new rates.
We need a motion, or?
Yeah, I didn't know if you were, are you
No, I'm
still
good.
looking?
No.
Oh, okay, I was just quickly perusing. I make a motion that we accept the proposed rate increase for ambulance fees.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
I,
Right.
Thank you. Transfer station account write-off.
I have 2 accounts from 2020 and 2021. I think I've got them presented there that I'd just like to write off. One person has moved away. The other one, I am told that is due to a divorce situation where one person says it's,
He said, she said.
yeah. We've been unable to collect those 2 accounts.
Do you need a motion for that, or just a consensus?
Yes,
Okay.
please.
Make a motion that we have Marjorie write off the transfer station accounts as noted here.
So move.
Second,
Second, all in favor?
Meg,
aye.
9E, cemetery perpetual care fund allocation.
So, the cemetery committee had proposed, during budget time that we hire an additional person to do some extra work at the cemeteries, but what I would rather do is, use some money out of our perpetual care fund. There's about $67,000 available. So when somebody buys a lot, a percentage of that goes into a trust, if you will, and then we can use the interest that that earns to do any work that needs to be done, either general or contracted work on the cemeteries. One of the things that the person that mows really can't do is to lift up and reset stones. So what I'd like to do is just, if you approve, just allocate or allow me to spend up to $10,000 and hire a contractor to do this work, to essentially, lifting and resetting stones, putting some new, well, probably wouldn't be loam, it would probably be a material that's
Base
appropriate.
material or whatever.
Yeah, for that purpose. And that way we can start getting some of that additional work done.
I have a question about how you if you need permission to take money out of a reserve or whatever,
Yeah,
up to a certain amount, should you just be able to do that without having to come to us? I think we had that with the previous administration where he could take, it seemed like upwards of 10.
I think it's more appropriate to come to the board.
Oh, yeah, I don't disagree. I was just wondering if you would prefer to do that, but you'd prefer to bring it to the board.
Yes.
Okay. I'll make a motion that Marjorie take money from the cemetery perpetual care fund to have, for repair on stones, cemetery stones.
So moved,
Second.
All in favor?
aye.
There's Lynn.
Lad's on the move.
Lynn's headed for dinner. 9F, proposed personnel policy amendments.
I don't know if you've had a chance to go through these proposals and if you
oh, sorry, I said
have any
aye. I'll just sit in my
questions.
truck.
Okay. I must say I have not looked through any of this.
Okay. Do
Sorry.
you want to just hold off?
Yes, if you don't mind.
No, that's it.
I didn't
I
read
haven't
this one
either,
in
Marge.
Come on now.
Well, I started to read by the pool and then I got distracted, so
The pool boy
What
brought
the
you
pool boy
another
look
drink.
like, yeah.
I'm terribly sorry. Not. But yeah, if we can move it ahead to a regular meeting, that'd be good. Great, thanks. All right, Fred Granger. 9G, General Wall Monument, permission to move.
Well, you had asked me to just call
Fred?
Fred, and you wanted to have a conversation with him before we brought it to the board. So I haven't had a chance to call him yet, so
That's
I'll
okay.
do that.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, I think that there's an alternative, in my estimation, being on the Parks Commission. That I think it would be much easier to try to clean out around it, because if we can find the boundary markers, and instead of trying to move that thing, that it might be a better idea to clean around it and, have a little designated place for like a historic stone, or whatever you want to call it. You know, instead of, I mean, that, to me, it seems like a huge undertaking and very expensive, and where to go with it. There's 2 places that he had mentioned, so I think we should try to get together with him.
I've got a file, I can look through the file and see if there
Okay,
any indication that the, you know, meets and bounds.
yeah, I can talk to, one of the landowners down there too, that will know, I think knows where the markers are.
Okay.
So, I'll try to do that also before. 9H, approve and sign annual town meeting warrant.
Gotta move that one.
Yep,
So that's another one that needs signatures, and we're not allowed to approve it and then sign it later. It has to be approved and signed at the same meeting.
so, Lad, when do you plan to be back?
I mean, I would think next week. I can't give an answer. I have no
Okay,
clue, but I
Leslie, you
wouldn't
be,
think any later than Wednesday. And
I think I got Wednesday out of that.
yeah, okay. Leslie, you be home Tuesday, correct?
Yes, I will be home on Tuesday.
Okay, well, as long as we have, 3 of us, and then Dawn will be around, and if Lad's not here,
That would
that's,
be 4 of you if Vlad doesn't make it by then.
right. But I was wondering if everybody would like to just do, next Wednesday, just to sign the town meeting warrant and the other things that we need to,
The airstrip and the,
rate increase?
No.
No,
deputy contract.
oh, right, yeah,
yeah,
And
that'll
just-
work for me.
Okay,
like I
yeah,
said, I don't know what this. I don't have a date, so
okay.
if
Well,
I'm
if you're here, if you're here or not, but Wednesday sounds okay to you guys on Zoom?
Yeah, sounds fine to me.
So Wednesday, April 30th at 5 p.m.
Yep, and it will just be to sign the
I've
things.
heard that before.
Yeah. And then we'll have our regular meeting,
Following Tuesday.
yeah, so it'll be, yeah, Tom.
On the 6th, so we have a meeting on the 6th.
I believe that would be what Elizabeth has on our agenda.
That works for everybody. I'm not gonna be here that day.
Where do you think you're going?
I'm gonna go to a show at the Merrill that night.
Oh, fun.
Yeah.
So, all right, so we'll meet next Wednesday at 5 o'clock to sign these documents, okay? Great.
We actually have to meet.
Well, it'd be nice if we all just showed up at 5 o'clock and signed these
Wait,
things, right?
Well,
Okay.
You mean the 6th?
Yeah,
on
no,
the
I'll be there.
30th. That she has to be here.
Well, we might want to have some discussion about a couple of the contracts we might
We have
want
to
to.
approve them too, right?
Yes.
Move them.
Yeah, that's
So
true.
what I'm saying is that you have to be in person to sign.
Correct.
The town warrant.
Yes,
Okay.
so it's a meeting, but it's not our regular meeting. It'll just be to discuss the contracts and whatever else, if anybody has any questions, just to make sure we're all on the same page, so to speak. Okay. Are we all set
I
with
will
that?
see you Wednesday at 5.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, Les. Thank you. Thanks, Lad.
And this is.
okay.
Move on to 10, report of town manager.
Okay, I have a few things. You have a copy of the budget report in your folder, right? I mean, we're supposed to be around 67% right now expended. The only thing that's over is the transfer station again. We're at 77%, so we're trying to keep an eye on that budget. You got that? Okay. But in every other case, I don't see any problems you know, we're right on target or below the 67%. So we're just keeping an eye on what we're spending in terms of transfer station, and of course, there are certain things that we can't avoid, you know, we still have to transport, the waste off the island, so, that's the only department that I'm really looking at.
It's always a problem.
Does anyone have any questions about the, budget report?
No questions?
Nope.
Yes, Les? No questions? Okay. Tom?
Okay.
I'm good.
Okay.
If you remember, we appropriated $3,000 to get some work done on the float that was built up for the thoroughfare.
Yep.
And Jim, I think Jim was pretty adamant with Foy that we only had the $3,000 that the board appropriated for that. And when we got the bill, we were quite surprised that the bill to repair or add decking on the float was almost $6,500. And then when Jim went back and complained, Foy said, well, I won't charge you to install it. And then we got a bill for $650 to install the float. So I guess I want to know where you are with this. I mean, I feel like, you know, whatever, you know, what happened to gentlemen's agreements and, you know, him saying that he would do this work for 3,000, his excuse is that he always estimates low. But that doesn't make any sense to me.
Did we have the estimate in writing?
No.
That's what she means
So
by
vote.
confused. My only question about the $650 is maybe there was some lack of communication between he and the bookkeeper about that he
Not
wasn't gonna
charging us for
charge.
it, yeah,
but-
that happens sometimes.
So,
Maybe you should talk to Foy.
okay,
No, I mean, I know that,
Have Jim talk to Ford. Tell him when we get
he's
fired.
talked to him repeatedly.
No, about the installation bill.
Yeah, we've already talked to him.
Oh.
He's not backing away.
oh, he's not for any either thing.
On the installation bill, he's not backing away either.
Yeah. I mean, I thought that I thought a verbal agreement was just as binding as a written one.
Apparently not.
So
We're gonna have to have,
where, do you want me to appropriate this out of the harbor reserve, or, you know, how do you want me to deal with this? I mean, this is like more than double what he agreed to.
And this was done at his request too,
Yes,
which is the
I
other
mean, that's the
piece.
thing, because he didn't like that float. So we thought we were accommodating by doing this.
well, I would say in future, there better be a written contract for any,
Well, that's probably the way to approach it. That's a good idea.
I agree.
Yeah, I wouldn't, from here on out, I wouldn't do anything else without a written estimate and contract of some sorts.
yeah.
Yeah, I agree too.
Well, does anybody have any experience with him, not, following through with an agreement?
I've never dealt
No.
with him in
Never
any
had
way
any
about
dealings,
that,
so.
no.
I mean, I don't know how much. Well, yeah, I don't know what to say there.
I have no idea. Except that we're gonna have to have written estimates, binding.
Well, you heard what Jim said, he came to the board, so, I don't know.
I don't understand what,
Well, I'm gonna push back a little bit more and see what I can do.
Yeah.
It just seems outrageous to me. I mean, if somebody gives you a price, and then their bill is more than twice as much as they estimated.
Right.
That seems a bit outrageous to me.
It's a bit,
It happens, that's for
That,
sure.
it does happen, but especially with no explanation. It's one thing if, you know, you say, hey, here's the bill, it's way more because, not just, oh, I bid it too low, sorry,
Yeah,
material goes up, yada, yada,
material more than
yada.
I anticipated, labor took longer than I anticipated, whatever, those are,
that makes no
Yeah.
sense. Well, I always bid low.
Yeah, that's really surprising.
mm-hmm.
Let's see, so, Donald had asked to talk about the dangerous building statute where the Wentworth House was concerned, but he isn't here, so do you want me to bring that up at a future meeting when Donald's available?
Yes, I think we
Yeah.
should table it.
And, let's see, what was this? Oh, that was just something that I wanted to have available. And I know that the athletic director at the school was looking for a place to, I don't know, it's not how, to dock.
To more the,
Yeah,
the row.
has he
rowboats.
found something?
I don't
or-
know.
I think for right now they have. I
Okay,
don't know how permanent. I know they rode yesterday and today in the boat. They finally got it back from North Haven, so. But I don't know how permanent their current location is.
Okay, VLT?
Nope, they're at Frank's.
Ah,
all right. I don't know too much about it, other than they were asking the harbor master for help, and we did talk about putting a mushroom.
Mushroom anchor.
Yeah, is there any objection to trying to help them find a place,
No.
or? Yeah, okay. And then, as far as the, so we're gonna be hopefully signing the final warrant for town meeting. I just had, Phil Crossman came in today, and he's asking about adding an article about that historic district. Do you remember when he came and talked to us about that? And I said, well, it really wouldn't be up to the board, it would be up to a town meeting to do that designation. I've asked him, he said he was gonna draft an article, but I think that we need more information about what that actually means.
Yeah, I'd like more
You know,
information on that thing. That thing's very, very vague. Need more info.
Right,
I agree
yeah,
with
so,
that.
Yeah,
they haven't really given us anything concrete in terms of what this means. I mean, they've said something about that it's easier to get grants or something like that, but I've tried looking it up, but all I've been able to find is, of course, the National Historic Registry, like the Star of Hope is on it, and is there one other thing in
I think
town?
there's a few on there, yeah.
Yeah, anyway.
the library.
And, yeah, the Carnegie, the library. Well, anyway, so we're gonna be signing the warrant for town meeting, as far as what, we've come up with as a budget. I did get a figure from the school. It's almost identical to the municipal appropriations. The municipal appropriations, as far as what's in the proposed budget, is 4,449,887. And the school is 4,447,994. If we go forward and all of these articles pass, I'm estimating, I worked with the assessor today to come up with an estimated tax rate, and I'm estimating 1320. It's currently 1290 per thousand. So my estimate, and we never really know until after town meeting exactly, how it's gonna play out, but I'm coming up with $13.20. So what that means, maybe for a house worth $300,000, is an increase of $90. So I just wanted you to be aware of where the tax rate might go if everything is approved.
Thank you.
Any, Do you have any questions about that, or,
No, I don't.
okay. Want a copy of this? Not really.
Yes, I would like a copy of that, please.
Okay.
Yes, I really do want a copy. Thank you.
Read that by the pool.
What?
I have barking dogs and screaming babies, so I'm going to jump off.
Okay,
Okay,
Thanks,
Les.
everyone. Have a good night.
Yep,
Bye, Les.
thank
Bye,
you.
Les.
Yep, bye. Did I ask you to remind me about something?
Just moving the warrant to a different day.
Okay,
I think that was it.
I couldn't remember.
That was my post-it.
Okay, wow. I was exhausted when I came in here yesterday, so.
so that's next Wednesday, April 30th.
Okay. Are you all set, Marjorie?
I think that's all I have, yes.
Okay, great, thank you. Move on to 11, report of members.
And Lad's
And Lad's
gone.
gone. I think, I don't have anything, except thank you for everybody that Zoomed and.
Lad's gone, Leslie's gone, we don't have a quorum to adjourn, we have to sit here.
Well, we'll have to
no.
be here till next week. Yeah, so anyway, I'm just gonna, move on to 12, and I know people before we had. Usually Lad's adjourning us before we're even
So,
finished.
so move.
Oh, second. All in favor? Oh, thank you.
Oh wait, here's Lad.
Oh, Lad.
We need you to adjourn, Lad.
We're so professional. Lad, are you still here?
We need a quorum
Yeah, I'm
to
back
adjourn.
now. My phone
Glad
was
you-
sitting in the my phone was sitting in the sun, and a thing just popped up and said it was too hot. I had to turn the AC on the truck and crank it, and just come back.
Well, you always try to adjourn us before we're ready, so are you ready to adjourn?
Go ahead.
Okay.
The iPhone says it's done.
Take that as an aye.
Okay,
Yeah.
all in favor? All right, okay, thanks, Lad.
Is this what you call resilient?
Yep.
Yes.
See ya.
Have a good time at dinner.
Sad Amby
Okay.
Yep,
Thanks,
okay.
everybody.
and Pam.
Yep.